Hey Cancer, we are starting off January, this new year, with a bit of a serious energy for you. And some of you might even be second guessing a relationship or some situation that is really close to your heart. But I do ultimately get the sense that whatever is coming up, it might not necessarily be as serious or dire as it first appears. Before we get too far into your reading, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification so you can always stay up to date with what's in the cards and stars for you. For those of you who are ready for a more personal, in-depth look into 2023, you can actually get 30% off any astrology reading on my website using the code in the stars through January 14th. You can find all of my links in the description box down below, including my services, astrology blog, and social media accounts. So the animal cards I drew for you were the vulture and the deer, and just looking at these cards, visually they are so different from one another. The vulture card really can signify endings or death. I really think of vulture as a sort of teacher of finding life in things that have ended. And with the deer, this really is all about new beginnings. It's about finding calm and connecting with nature. And it just has this very strong vernal or springtime energy to me. And so even though there are endings and things that really need to be addressed, I actually feel like there is still something that has health or vitality to it. Honestly, when I first saw these cards, it really did feel like something was ending and maybe even a relationship was ending. We are starting off January with Venus and Pluto coming together in your opposite sign in Capricorn. And this could be a time of healing, especially with the Six of Cups. And it might be bringing up wounds in relationships, whether these are close friendships or romantic relationships or even like a business partnership. But I feel like ultimately there is something here where there's a lot of history or some sort of healing that is hearkening back to childhood trauma or childhood wounds. And honestly, I get the sense too, Cancer, a lot of you have been carrying things, you've been carrying burdens that you are not meant to carry by yourself with the Ten of Wands. And this could be someone else's energy too. If this isn't connecting for you, maybe this is someone who's very close to you in your life and you are supposed to be connecting with someone and helping someone. We do have some pretty serious energy, and again, like, we have a lot of focus on your relationships, but we also have a full moon in your sign on January 6th. And this really could be just a very emotional time because the moon, which rules over your sign, is very powerful in the sign of Cancer. So emotions might be heightened during this time and might not even necessarily be totally accurate or objective. We do have the Three of Swords, and this is why I was like, oh, maybe there is something ending. Maybe there is a relationship that is kind of reached its course or run its course. But how I'm really seeing this, and I'm not just saying this because I'm afraid of like doing a heavy reading. You can definitely see in my some of my other videos. I'm not afraid to go there. I really do feel like, Cancer, whatever is coming up in a relationship, it needs to come up. There's almost this cleansing that is happening because vultures, they do maintain the ecosystem. They maintain the health of an ecosystem. They take away what is dying, what is decaying, what is rotten. And there might be this kind of energy that is very dense that needs to be addressed. Something needs to be done here. And it feels like some of you are avoiding a certain conversation. And I think especially with Mercury being retrograde in Capricorn, it's like there might be miscommunications or misunderstandings between you and another person. I do get a love vibe, to be honest, but it could also just be a friendship or someone you are close to. And what's interesting from the Three of Swords, we go to this kind of painful energy that is acutely painful, and maybe even feels sort of entrapping. I get this kind of stuck energy with the Ten of Wands, especially with this Three of Swords in particular, because there's kind of this like thread that is tying things together or keeping these painful swords close together. And it's almost like you are pulling something out. You are pulling thorns out of a relationship or out of a situation or out from your own heart. And, you know, maybe some of you aren't even doing this with another person. It's possible you are just healing yourself and you are recovering from something. But to be honest, I think most of you are working on something together. You are working on something with another person. And I say that because we have the Three of Pentacles and we also have the Three of Wands. And we do have 3, 3, 3 next to each other. The Three of Swords, Three of Pentacles, Three of Wands. So this could be a repeating number sequence that you are seeing very often. I do actually think threes as like harmony and also kind of gray area, exploring nuance. It is also a number of manifestation and Trinity, body, mind, spirit, those sorts of things. So you may be seeing that repeating number sequence or connecting to these concepts a lot throughout the month of January. But I really feel like with the Three of Pentacles, there is a situation where it's like you are moving forward together or working on something together, and I really feel like there is something in your life right now, Cancer, that you just can't do alone. You need to be working with someone or talking with someone, and even if that's not the person you are having an ending with or a painful conversation with, maybe this is a therapist, maybe this is a family member, maybe this is a friend. There is something that you are working on with someone together. But honestly, when I see the Three of Wands, this actually makes me feel pretty hopeful that there is something in the horizon here. I don't think it's all lost. And so I want you to keep faith this month, especially if it feels like certain connections are ending and it's very, very painful. I don't think it's actually as it appears. But I do think there are very serious conversations and very serious things that need to be addressed this month. But ultimately, I actually feel like it's bringing you closer together with another person. And again, this feels romantic, but it could also be talking about a friend or family member or just a very close personal relationship to you. I do want to clarify some of this energy, and also kind of referencing the astrology here. I feel like with Mars going direct in Gemini, this is happening on the 12th. This could kind of be surfacing conflict that has been happening behind the scenes, especially since the end of October. So if there's been some sort of weird tension going on or something that's just not felt right, I feel like that will start to come to surface so it can be addressed around the 12th. And especially with Mercury going direct on the 18th, this is also the same day that the Sun and Pluto come together in Capricorn, which is where Mercury is as well. There's just so many revelations. It's like, it might even feel like a truth bomb. And again, it could feel like a really painful heart-to-heart. Or maybe you are cracking open to your partner, or a partner is cracking open to you. That is another way I could actually see this as well. And if it's felt like something has been kind of off, there might be some more old trauma or old wounds that are coming to surface. That actually makes a lot of sense to me with the Six of Cups here. And I feel like there's something where it's like, now that it's out in the open, you're able to move forward or heal together, and even heal relationship patterns or heal trauma patterns. And it feels like, again, that's happening between two people. And ordinarily, it can be kind of unstable to do that when both people are coming from a place of trauma or both people are triggered. But I feel like there is actually a necessary, uncomfortable conversation that could bring up a lot of trauma or old wounds, but it's going to be very necessary for healing. I do feel like the 18th could be a time where there's a lot of this stuff coming to the surface. And I think with the new moon in Aquarius, as well as Venus and Saturn coming together in Aquarius around the 21st and 22nd, that could really be a representation of a deepening connection or just going somewhere. Going and kind of sorting through the closet, clearing the skeletons out of a closet, so to speak. So some big, big energy for sure. And again, you're very sensitive to the moon as well. And I think Aquarius season is just requiring that you address things and that you go there, but it's ultimately for the greater balance in your life. And sometimes in spirituality, people are afraid to do this sort of shadow work or focus on these heavy or dense energies because we're afraid we are going to manifest more like energies. But honestly, it's almost a form of denial when we don't acknowledge these patterns and we are almost doomed to repeat them. So don't be afraid to go there. Don't be afraid to have hard conversations. You'll actually grow a lot, and it will even bring new life. And I actually do feel optimistic about all of this energy ultimately. Is there anything else for Cancer for this month? Anything we should be aware of? So sorry about that, Cancer. I actually had kind of a coughing fit while I was pulling this card, which is so interesting that it's I'm sorry. And the messages on here are defenselessness, righting past wrongs, and uprooting. I really feel like someone is literally choking on their words. They may be apologizing for something that they did to you or just for a way that they have not been showing up for you. Maybe you are apologizing to another person as well, because very often when one person apologizes, another person will apologize for something as well. And I see these two people coming together and kind of almost pleading for forgiveness. So that's really, really interesting. And even as I was kind of coughing, it was almost like I was choking on my words, and I just felt someone crying and almost being unable to speak or express themselves. And that's very interesting for Mercury retrograde as well. That just feels very on brand for me. I don't know. I really think that even if something really intense happened, I know this is a general reading, obviously use your discernment, but I really feel like someone is genuinely apologetic for what it's worth. And I kind of do get the sense there is a potential to work things out and to move forward. And I really do get kind of a romantic vibe here, but this could also be a very close friend. Or like a one-on-one relationship again. Is there anything else? Anything else? The Four of Wands. I feel like there's an achievement that is happening. A celebration of some kind. And I think this is actually just very separate. But I do think there is some good news that is coming for you by the end of the month as well. So there are some things to look forward to here. And I'm really just sending you all the best, Cancer. It feels like there's some really intense energy, and I want to actually, I'm going to pull a color healing card for this spread. And I'll actually read this from the book, but you're welcome to use these colors in whatever way feels right to you. What are the messages? What are the messages for Cancer? What is the healing color for Cancer? Show us clearly, please. So we have blue. Activate your healing power. But I feel like there's another one. So we have apricot, rejoice, and laugh. So that's the thing. I'm kind of looking at the Four of Wands and remembering the Deer card from the very beginning of this reading. There is a new beginning here, and there is actually like a moment of levity or lightness or new beginning. So again, the energy isn't all heavy. And I feel like for some of you too, like, maybe there is something going on with a friendship. With Uranus going direct in the sign of Taurus on the 22nd, that there could be a sudden change in a friendship or in a social group as well. And maybe that's also part of the thing that's being celebrated. Well, let's see what we have. So blue. Blue activates healing powers, increases vitality, and has a calming effect when people feel nervous, manic, or overexcited. It also contains antiseptic qualities that heals burns, stops bleeding, and relieves fevers. Blue can even increase your metabolism. Use the blue sword of light to assist you in healing your body. Imagine you have a blue sword of light. At the tip of the sword, there is a blue star which has incredible healing power. When the star touches any area that is sick or out of balance, it dissolves the sickness out of your body. Use the blue sword of light to relieve fevers, stop bleeding, heal burns, and clear skin problems. So for some of you that might apply, but honestly I'm more interested in this apricot card. I really feel like if there's anything that you are healing this month, Cancer, it could be something with the heart, emotions, and maybe using kind of this blue sword to cut emotional ties, or cut wounds. But I also feel like there's something with the throat chakra as well. And I mean, that is the blue chakra. So there might also be something with the throat that you are healing as well. What do we have for apricot here? Apricot lightens any heavy or burdensome energy you may be carrying to bring enormous vitality, joy, and zest into your life. Apricot also releases irrational fears and anxieties. It is a color of creativity, fun, and intuition. Meditate on the color apricot to bring more joy and lightness into your life. Today is the day for rejoicing. Remind yourself of all the golden moments you have experienced in your life. Find 5 joyful moments in this day. Wear something that is apricot colored or meditate on it and invite joy into your heart. So really using this color to bring that joy, to bring that lightness, that feels really, really important to me, and I hope that is helpful for some of you. I am sending you all my love and blessings your way. I think that's it for this month. You're welcome to check out the other links in the description box down below, and you're also welcome to peruse the playlist. Maybe there's some messages in your moon or rising sign videos as well. And I will see you all next time. Take care, Cancer.